So I'm going to take a walk around the car and just point out some things about it that aren't necessarily perfect. Now, if you look at the car as a whole, I mean, it looks spot on, but it's a 70-some-year-old car here, I think. I don't know how I could do the math. But I just want to show you some little details that you may not notice overall. For example, there's some dents in the chrome there. The chrome's pitted up in certain areas. I mean, it's not exactly perfect, but it's very, very doable, drivable. This right here, there was a bumperette there. When I took it off, the chrome was all chipped and peeling, so I just took a piece of chrome vinyl, covered that up to give it a little better look from a distance. When I was going around, painting these bolt heads to try to match that red color, because they were all silver and they just stuck out too much, but realized these were not even bolted into anything, so I just took them out, left them out. Not a big deal, but there isn't a whole lot that needs fixed. I tried to clean up the wiring as best I could. The generator seems to be generating, so at least the gauge on the dash is showing that it's putting voltage out. This side, I put new spark plugs in it, but I didn't replace the wires. I may upgrade that at some point, put new wires on, because these seem pretty old, cracked, so it might be an issue. I did put new heater hoses on up here and there, and the lower heater hose, it may be hard to see here in the dark, that I replaced because they were pretty brittle and leaking. The carburetor seems to be in pretty good shape. It wouldn't hurt to tear that down someday and rebuild it, just because I'm sure the gaskets are old and whatever. But other than that, I got all new battery, new negative battery, or negative ground for the battery. I did put one of those in. The fuel pump is right there, and it works just fine, so I'm not going to replace it until I have to. This is a fuel filter right there, distributor cap, all that we took apart. Well, Phil took apart and cleaned everything, and it seems to be firing good. But one of the things underneath the hood here you'll notice, or maybe not, is there used to be so from here to here used to be a big hood spring that would help lift the hood and hold it up. Well, I took them off both sides, and then so I'm using this hood prop here, just a dowel rod, and just sticks up there, because this bolt right here is loose that the hood hinges on, and with all that tension of the spring, this was sliding out, and then when the hood would close, it would smack the top of the fender right here, and so I figured it's just as easy to remove those springs. That way there's not so much tension on there, because that is supposed to be a pin, like a big rivet pin that goes in, but that must have come out at some point, and so then Pappy Ray must have just put a bolt in there, but it throws the whole geometry off of how the hood opens and closes, so I just took the big springs off. This antenna right here is non-functional. There's no wires hooked to it. I did take this off of here one time just to see what was going on. There's a hole under here where a wire would go through to the radio, but it's not hooked up. So I didn't want to leave a big wide open hole there, so I put everything back on. And eventually, if I ever get the car repainted or have the bodywork redone on it, I'll have that hole patched up. Windshield wipers, I took the arms and blades off because I'm not going to be running it in the rain at all, so don't really need them. So they do work. They're vacuum powered, so I just noticed this up here, like brown paint there. Not sure what that's all about. Whenever I replaced the mirrors, or took the old mirrors off, I just put these plastic plugs in the holes where the screw holes were and painted them. Again, if I ever get the body work done on it, I'll have those fixed properly. Same way with here. There's some blemishes in the paint, like there's a little drip or splatter in the paint. You can tell there's some overspray from when somebody tried to maybe clear coat it at one time. But you can almost see right there is a tape line. This is kind of flat finish maroon, and this has a little more of a shine to it, but there's one like that on the other side by the, see here, there's a couple spots, I can get the light just right, where you can tell there was some patchwork done in there. The chrome's all pretty good. There's a couple dings and dents in it, but it's all pretty good. This gravel guard has a little bit of a dent right there, but that's what they're supposed to look like. You'll see the difference on the other side. I did notice back here in this paint, I don't know if you can tell the way the light is, there's these weird dark spots like that one right there. A couple spots there. I know you can see the reflection in the ceiling, but right there, just something weird in the paint. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Might be able to buff it out, and there's a spot there that's in the paint. So this is the gravel guard on this side. You can see it's kind of handmade. It's just a piece of metal, and then it's got like chrome ductwork tape on it or something. And it's just got some straight head screws holding it in. I priced on getting those ones new, and they're pretty expensive, so that's going to stay the way it is. A couple places like this where the paint's been touched up a little bit. This is another antenna mount, and you can see that's, there's a broken one in there. So that bothers me. I'd like to get rid of that, but there'd be a big hole there if it did, so I'm not going to do that. See here, there's defects in the paint up front here, splatters in the paint. This front fender here is one it's got it just boogered up patch job there. And that's about it. I mean, it's in really good shape for as old of a car as it is.